Hello, my friends. Something unimaginable has just occurred around, I think, a little over 9 hours ago. And, as I'm scrolling through YouTube, there's certain people that I listen to, and I see this PBD, I see him, and it says there, Charlie Kirk has been assassinated. And at the beginning, I thought there was some type of scam, someone put out a fake video like by Trump, that he's dead, and now someone's doing this fake thing that Charlie Kirk has been assassinated. And I thought it was, today, that something like that could happen. And, and then I see, I don't remember all the names, but I see Ben Shapiro, and I see the person that used to live in Washington. I forget his name right now. And I see, no. Everybody's saying this. People that, have good reputation. It's not, it's one thing to scam one person, but you see everybody saying this. I'm like, oh my goodness, this actually happened. It's just a tragedy, an absolute tragedy. I myself really enjoyed to listen to his debates, and I've learned a lot from him in the art of debate. And I was always amazed on how he brought out the points and with such clarity. And of course, there's X amount of the people that are extremists and you can never help them. But there's 25% that you could help. And he really had this ability to connect people back to their soul, which is something that's not so easy to do. It's a very delicate process, especially when people have been brainwashed for their whole life going into their younger adulthood years. Very hard to remove the brainwash. And he was able to do that, and he helped, probably hundreds of thousands of people, because there's the people that he affects, that he speaks to, and then there's the people that he affects that watch it. Yeah. And I heard from PBD that he had a lot of young kids that like to watch his show. And, you could just imagine the trauma that's caused. Imagine, the person you're looking up to, the person you're following all of a sudden gets assassinated. It's a horrible, it's just a horrible, it's something that's inhuman for someone to do. And think about his wife, his kids. And he's a very young guy. I think he's around 30, could be even before 30. I don't know exact ages, This is something that's it boggles the mind. That something like this, that someone could do something like this. And he had bodyguards. So this person, it was premeditated murder, you understand? It was, because it wasn't so easy to kill him, you understand? So you always wonder whose was there. There was a lot of extreme, what used to be the extreme left now is the normal left, And the way they were speaking, they were saying, they were pushing violence in the way that they spoke. You heard their words. They were enticing, hoping someone would do something like this. And you never know, maybe they had a hand in it, maybe they didn't. But either way, this was their goal with the way that they spoke. You could just look up what they said, how they spoke. And to kill a peaceful man like this, a peaceful married man with 2 kids, to kill anybody is a horrible, inhuman thing to do. But when he has a wife and he has 2 kids and thousands, not just thousands, millions of people follow him, you understand, millions, a right-hand man of the president, and a good man, when someone does this, it's the sin that has occurred here, the magnitude of it is unimaginable. The person who did this tragic act, in Jewish literature, it talks about the 7 levels of hell. And the bottom level is called Tachtit Haaretz, which is the bottom. It's a place when someone enters, he never comes out. And someone that did such a heinous act to assassinate someone, this was not just a regular, has to be premeditated. You have to be smart to do this. This is not something that someone high on drugs did, which is also terrible. But this is premeditated. And he knows what he's doing. He knows, you understand this, who knows what will happen to him, to the assassin, and to the people that were involved in this. Treating people that differ with what you think is right, that you could just go killing people, saying words to encourage people to feel okay that they could go kill people that they dislike, that have an opposite opinion of them. This is something which is in the far left, which now became the regular left, unfortunately, and is something terrible. I feel bad that I did not know sooner. I would have prayed for him. He was shot in the neck, from what I understood. I mean, that's a pretty delicate place, very hard to not kill someone if you shoot them in the neck, There's a lot of there's main arteries, there's the lungs, there's the food pipe. We call kana de veshet, I'm a sheikhet, so I know the makeup of animals, which, people are also similar makeup. Once someone gets hit in the neck with a gun, there's really very little chance of survival. I feel bad that I did not know. I found out after the fact. I feel bad that I was not able to pray for him. But I will say a prayer for his wife, his family, and for all those kids that was their hero, and the trauma that people are having, the deep hurt. It's something, especially for his wife and kids, something that it's something that just doesn't go away. How do you, how does one, what happens to a family, when something like this happens? It's not so simple, so we have, they need our prayers. We need to pray for them, that God should lead them on a path that they'll take only the good lessons from this, and all of that negativity, all of that hurt that they're feeling that could permanently damage someone when going through something like this. I think we should all say a prayer that his wife, his children, the people that follow him, especially the young people, this is, someone young, this is extremely affecting them, that they should all take it and use it in a positive way for their life, and each person to, depending on who they are, to take it in, to come out of here stronger and filled with zeal to continue his legacy. And that is to make America great again. That is to bring God back into people's lives. That the idea of living a godless life, and that's okay, that it's not okay. We need to take on his mission. And say, maybe I wasn't planning to become the next Charlie Kirk, but after what they did, assassinating him, we all need to stand up and say, we're going to become the next Charlie Kirk. And we're going to learn how to continue his legacy, the message that he was bringing, continue his holy work in bringing God into people's lives, bringing ethics and morals, and getting people out of the satanic lifestyle of atheism, of no God, of serving devils, and all of that nonsense. I'm going to say a prayer after this, as we spoke before, for his wife, for his kids, for everybody, all his followers, but especially the young ones. And when you hear this, I'm asking you also to say a prayer for all of them.